We are trying to call back for a description.
Take it off on me. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Copy.
Woke up quick at about noon.
Welcome. This is The Lowdown.
You ready for the lowdown? It must be 12 o'clock. My station's on live. Take your positions. Time for D-Lo. J. Ross and I am. We'll play your face.
The Lowdown. Damien, Barling, and Jason Ross.
Noon to 3 o'clock. You know they hot just from the intro. This the lowdown.
The Lowdown.
And a very good morning to you. Welcome into the Friday, January 25th edition of The Drive, featuring The Lowdown. We made it to a Friday. We are so happy you are here with us. I'm Damien Barling, along with the best there is, the best there was, and the best that there ever will be, Jason Herbert Walker Ross, along with Kyle Madsen that you heard there on the update. Again, so happy that you have decided to join us our last day here on the live stream, at least in the morning. We'll have some more information on that next week, I hope. You can go to khdk.com if you want to watch the show live. A very busy morning for you. We've got your final opportunities here to qualify for the Big Game Dream Party coming up at 8:40. As you know by now, hopefully you know by now, the Big Game Dream Party presented by Mel Rapton Honda. We'll give you all the details about the TV, the furniture, and all the groceries, all that good stuff. The Harris Ranch gift certificate that we got coming your way. We also have two, Jason, not one. Two.
Yeah.
Country mega tickets.
Mega ticket.
Brad Paisley, Rascal Flatts, Luke Bryan, Dierks Bentley, Florida Georgia Line, who I learned today got a new album coming out. We've got tickets. The mega ticket gets you in to all of those shows. So we've got that for you. Jason's wearing his sensible puffy jacket.
Yeah, I'm going all the way up, top
Dude,
shelf.
yes, you are. You're almost wearing like a puffy turtleneck.
I've got a scarf.
You got a
underneath.
scarf.
The only scarf I have, and this is from the champ.
Wow, that is not yours.
It is not.
That
From
is
the
nice. All right, I like it. I'm wearing. I'm actually just. This is narrow casting.
Yeah.
I'm wearing this just for Murph. This is 6 straight days of a scarf.
Yeah.
I'm obviously wearing a sweatsuit because it's the only thing that I feel works for the shoes that I wore specifically for Kyle. So
Those are awesome.
I love the Concord.
it's an
Those are
audience.
so
It's
great.
an audience of 2 right now,
Yeah.
and it's for Murph. Scarf is for you, buddy, and Kyle. These
Thanks, man.
That's a good audience. If you have those two on your side.
Murph and Kyle, yeah.
What's the sole on those called? Frost or ice or whatever they're called? I love that sole.
Money.
Yeah,
It's really great.
very nice.
Top notch.
Very nice. Got the 45 in the back. We'll show them off during the commercial
the
break a little
45.
bit. These are the 45. The low top's got the 23. But these are the 45. These are the 45 releases.
Yeah.
I'm back
Okay.
for you sneakerheads.
Nice.
So it's been a fun week here on the live stream. We really hope that you've enjoyed everything we've done. Judging by the feedback we've gotten on the text line, that's awesome, man. We're so happy that you guys tuned in, hung out with us through the course of the last 6 days. Dave will be back here with you on Monday, and we'll be back where we belong from noon to 3 on Monday as well. I know the KHTK lineup has been a little shuffled over the course of the last few days. Grant took a couple of days off. Doug took a couple of days off. Matt George and Jay Marshall did a fantastic job hosting the afternoon show yesterday. Yesterday, as did Kyle Madsen and Charles T. Hamilton did a couple of days ago. So I think those guys will be on for about 30 minutes today. Or
Yeah.
no?
30 minutes up to Kings pregame. So
Okay.
it's.
And
they,
the Kings
they had a good week. Grant and Doug.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all, but we'll get to this and later on. But Kings back in Memphis tonight.
Mm-hmm.
This is a must-win game.
Feels like it, right?
And it's a must-win because of what the Timberwolves are doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a must-win for what the Lakers are about to be doing with LeBron James back, and it's a must-win because what the Grizzlies have done for the last month and a half.
Yeah.
Grizzlies stink, and if you're the Sacramento Kings, you can't drop this one.
I think there's 3 right now in the West that we can say are done. So
Yeah.
now it's 3 or 4.
Are you ready to put Dallas in there?
Yeah,
like Dallas would be the 4th.
Memphis, Phoenix. I think
Okay,
that's
the 3. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
So
Yeah.
12 for 8 spots, but there's some, which way are the Kings going? Which way is – I know Minnesota made it to 500 again, but are they staying there? You're going to have to be above 500. You're going to have to do more than that. Will the Lakers dip even lower before they get better? Where are the Clippers going? Are the Spurs going to drop? So Yeah, that's probably the class.
Yeah, you mentioned the Timberwolves.
Oh, and New Orleans would be the other one, I think. So there's
New Orleans right now sitting at 22-27.
Yeah.
The Dallas Mavericks 21-26. The Memphis Grizzlies now at 19-29. The Minnesota Timberwolves have won 3 straight to get them back to 500, where the Sacramento Kings also are. The Los Angeles Lakers have lost 3 straight, with Rajon Rondo returning last night and LeBron James return seemingly imminent. I know Sam believes that he's going to come back before, but I don't believe there is a chance in hell he misses that Golden State Warriors game on Saturday, February 2nd in primetime.
That seems to be the target. They need him, obviously. I mean, Rondo did some good things in his first game back, but
he's not LeBron James.
No, and Ball is. I mean, it's just the totality of all the guys that are missing.
Yeah, I think that for the Kings specifically with this Memphis game, when you looked at this road trip, you circled this one and you said this is a win.
Yeah.
And now that this road trip has gone the way it has, they're 1-3 on the trip. They need to salvage a 500 trip, and that starts with winning these next 2, or that happens with winning these next 2.
Yeah, this game is a must-win in terms of you just can't lose to the Grizzlies.
Right.
You can't lose to the Grizzlies. I got an email, Jason, if you're unaware.
I heard it, yeah.
I got an email.
From LeBron? Is he telling you when he's...
It was actually from Banana Republic to tell me I got 40% off. It was just me. I'm the only person, because it said just for you, 40% off Banana Republic today.
Nice.
So
home and away?
They send me...
Gear?
In any event. This game
they're sick?
This game is a must-win. I don't know if I like them. I might send them back.
Oh, wait. They were for you?
This game is a must.
It was a friend.
So this only makes sense if you've been listening all week. So if you're tuning in for the first time today, you have to go catch up. Hit pause, go catch up on the other 15 hours of the program, 12 hours of the program, and then come back, and it'll all make perfect sense.
Yeah.
This game is important because of how bad the Grizzlies are.
Correct.
Sunday's game is important because of how good the Clippers are.
And a team you're trying to catch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're in the 8th spot right now. They had dropped a couple to fall to 26 and 22. But if the Kings are able to get this one tonight, and then Sunday's game becomes okay, what are you made of, fellas?
Right.
Because I think they got it handed to them pretty handily by the Clippers when they were at the Golden One Center, when the Clippers were at the Golden One Center.
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
They haven't been able to figure that team out. That's been a team that, for whatever reason, matchup-wise, they had that miracle kind of weird comeback late in Clipperland where it was all the end of the bench guys that, wait, this is one possession after being down 20 in the 4th?
Yeah.
But they didn't win, and so they were getting kind of dominated by them a couple times.
And they're playing them the last 2 times that they play them within a month, like, because there's the game Sunday, and then the Clippers are here in a couple weeks. Yeah. So the next 2 games are. I think we're going to have a pretty good idea if the Sacramento Kings have a legitimate chance at the playoffs by the time we take the air on Monday afternoon.
Yeah, because after that Clipper game, here's this 6-game road trip, season long. Well, then they're home for 6, and sometimes people, oh, good, they're at home. Well, are they going 5-1? 6-0, 4. I mean, you're going to have to start doing things like that. I mean, I think they're still having a great season, no matter kind of where it ends. But now that we can legitimately talk about playoffs, if you're thinking about that, you've got to do a 4-2, 5-1 homestand to say, here are the Kings, and now they're eliminating the teams below them and really being in that mix.
Yeah. So we'll talk a great deal about the Sacramento Kings and the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. We'll talk to Doug Christie.
Hey.
Coming up at 8 o'clock. So make your plans to be with us at the very top of the 8 o'clock hour. We will talk with Douglas Dale Christie live from Memphis as they get ready for the game tonight. I'm not sure that James Harden's scoring streak is the most impressive streak in the NBA right now. I'm not sure it's the most impressive scoring streak in the NBA right now. That might belong to the Golden State Warriors, who are averaging 130.1 points per game during their current 9-game winning streak. No takers on that one?
No.
Anybody? Bueller?
Not more impressive.
No, not. It's not. It's not for me. Yeah.
Klay Thompson is a better scorer than James Harden. No, sorry.
You kept up that bit for a solid 18 seconds?
Dude, that was funny. I watched that back. Whatever day that was, I went back to the live stream and watched that back. That was fun. I really wanted to try to convince somebody that Klay Thompson was a better scorer than James Harden.
Yeah.
That was a much better I don't know how that came across on the radio, but on the live stream, I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was.
I
watching
tried really
you
hard.
laughing like, yeah, I believe this.
The Golden State Warriors beat the Washington Wizards last night, 126-118. We'll talk more about the NBA games last night. Things are going fantastic for the New York Knicks, by the way. Oh, my gosh. Poor David Fizdale. It's no longer pending in Baltimore either for one of the Harbaugh brothers. We'll talk about that. We'll talk a little NFL. Benjamin Watson calls out Roger Goodell in a major way. Cam Newton has shoulder surgery. We've got all of that coming up. We are just getting started. It is the Lowdown, filling in here on The Drive.
Good morning. Welcome back to The Drive. I'm Cody Baylor from The Lowdown. If you want to give us a follow on social media, you can find myself at Cody Baylor. That's Cody with an I. Jason at JasonRoss1140, Damien at Damien Barling, and Chris at Sac_MCFC. Also, check us out on Facebook and search Lowdown. Jason and Damien, back to you.
Saturday rap attack, Mr. Magic Marley Marl. I let my take rock till my take pop. Smoking bamboo, sipping on private stock. I remember, see, I had to go that version because I do remember early days
And the
of the
hat
Lowdown.
to match. That's my favorite
remember
part.
rapping Duke, the hot. I remember the early version of the Lowdown where Ken came back and sang the original Juicy. Ken texted me yesterday. He's cranky as ever in Los Angeles.
I'm sure that was.
Did you?
Can you tell tone?
Oh no,
You don't have to
he
with
was
Ken.
no. He was okay.
Okay.
Like Ken was a little cranky with us there for a while. He's okay.
Good.
I told him his last group text message didn't really go over very well with me, but I still love Ken. And I have always had a relationship where we would be better if we just punched each other in the face.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be fine like immediately afterwards. So occasionally we've had to verbally punch each other and then move along.
Interesting relationship.
Yeah, it's Ken's an interesting character. He's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
He's like 80%, pardon the pun, Ken will love this. He's like 80% dark chocolate. Like if you don't love it, you don't want it. Like Ken, you have to love Ken or you don't want anything to do
Doesn't
with
love
it.
dark chocolate.
Oh, I did. It's like bittersweet chocolate. Like who wants the bitter part?
I want.
Office reference. Bang! Streak continues. Come on.
I got nothing for you.
I
Sorry.
thought you were going to hit the Enter Sandman music.
I was going to I had it up, but there's an ad playing.
Oh, I see.
So,
well, we
yeah.
could always do. Oh, you didn't have my computer hot. I thought I was.
There you
ready
go.
for it. I feel like we should keep the Office theme music on standby for every
Yeah.
time that happens, and we can just hit it. But this is for later.
Mailbag.
There you go. Thank you.
Sneak peek.
Sneak peek at what's going on later on in the show. And is another thing, Doug Christie will be with us at 8 o'clock. We'll talk more about your Sacramento Kings at the top of the 7 o'clock hour. We've got the country mega ticket coming your way twice, not once, but twice. I think we'll do one of those here in the 6 o'clock hour for our early birds. We want to thank everybody who wakes up early with us. We want to thank everybody who's working those late night shifts. Their shifts might be coming to an end, and you're listening to the Lowdown, filling in here on the Drive. We'll have your first chance to win the country mega ticket coming up this 6 o'clock hour, so don't go anywhere. We'll get you all set. Spend a lot of time talking about the Sacramento Kings. We haven't talked about the All-Stars yet. I think we did pretty good with our All-Star picks yesterday as we nailed, well, at least two of the three of us had the Western Conference starters correct. LeBron James. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you the one that didn't, Mr. Mattson?
Yeah, no, sorry. I just thought Anthony Davis was an all-star.
Sorry, not
Never
over.
heard of him.
29 and 13.
LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Paul George, Steph Curry, and James Harden will be your starters for the Western Conference. Jason Ross, a perfect 10 for 10. As the Eastern Conference lineup will consist of Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is the captain, Kawhi Leonard, Joel Embiid, Kyrie Irving, who I did not have. I had Victor Oladipo, who did not receive nearly as much love from the players as I thought that he would, and Kemba Walker, who I was really skeptical about, but got the nod. Now, the game is in Charlotte. I don't think this had anything to do with the game being in Charlotte, as the media voted for him, as did the players, and Kemba Walker is very well respected amongst NBA circles. So there's your starting lineup for the East and the West. LeBron James, a captain for the second straight year. Giannis Antetokounmpo, a captain for the Eastern Conference. The All-Star Draft will be February 7th. They'll pick LeBron and Giannis Antetokounmpo will pick their starters from those 10 individuals, or I guess I should say those other 8 individuals that we just named, and then they'll pick their rest of the team from the reserve pool that will be announced later on. We'll do our best to pick out who we think the All-Star reserves will be coming up at 7:30. But let's say Giannis Antetokounmpo gets the first pick of the All-Star draft. Who are you going with out of that group we just named?
Curry.
Curry's first, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Not James Harden?
Curry.
Okay.
That's who I would take.
Not Kevin Durant? Who? Okay, you know what? Forget this.
Pick
Who's
last.
the last pick?
Um,
Because this is televised this year. I don't know that matters, but I'm just saying this is televised this year. It's in Charlotte.
I think if Steven Adams gets selected as an All-Star, I think he's the last pick.
I'm talking about
starters.
within the starters.
Oh.
maybe Kemba.
That's who I was thinking. Is Kemba Walker the last selection here? Does LeBron pick Kyrie first?
No. But that would be funny. Or does he pick Durant first?
Who he's going to play with next year with the Los Angeles Lakers?
Which he picked Durant first last year, correct? That's the
Did they
speculation.
acknowledge that? Yeah, I thought I had heard that.
And then the best bit was, "Hey Russ, they picked you last."
Yeah,
and it was like he didn't realize it was alphabetical.
Who said that? Was it Carmelo or
Yeah.
Paul? Carmelo told him he was picked last.
The voice of reason, or the prankster, either one.
That's great. That was great because he was pissed for a minute.
Yeah,
he was.
No,
he was not happy.
no, he was just. That's just his normal attitude.
Hey, why don't you?
He was pissed before that, and he still is.
You got your little.
They told him it was a joke, and he's like, "Well, I'm still mad." Mrr.
You got
triple
your
double.
You got your little sports update right there.
Yeah, I
Why
did.
don't you read off Russell Westbrook's numbers one more time?
Oh, they were
for
really
me?
good. They were really good. It was. Hang on. Oh no, don't have my sports update here.
Is it
Hang on
29,
one
15, and 13.
second. Hang on, where
Hey, that's a
is
triple
my
double.
Yeah, yeah, 23, 17, and 16 to help guide the Thunder with a 6-point win against the Anthony Davis-less Pelicans. That's really good. I'm really proud of him, man.
Yeah.
That's just awesome. Awesome.
The Oklahoma City Thunder have won 4 straight. They are now sitting at 30 and 18. They do not care about the hate that Kyle Madsen spews their way.
Can you imagine, though, if they were like, look, we don't really care, but there's this one guy in Sacramento. He just really gets to us.
Yeah.
Just really.
We've been hearing what he's saying.
They hear everything.
Yeah.
We've said this all the time. Athletes pay attention to everything.
Well, I hope they are. I'm glad that the league, though, did not. And when you say no offense, offense is what I mean here. That Luka, Wade, and Rose.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't make it as
Well,
All-Stars. I'm glad they didn't. They would. I mean, that's taking 3 spots from people that should be there.
Yeah, so I think what we've learned a couple of things. One, it's time to get your tickets for Folsom's only Winter Brewfest Saturday, January 26th. By the way, check of the watch. That's tomorrow. Also, details at tapfolsom.com if you want to check that out. The other thing that we learned, at least I think we learned this yesterday, is the NBA has finally realized they can't put the All-Star voting in the hands of fans.
Yes.
Their votes, those votes, everybody's votes, they don't mean anything.
Not enough in this
I mean,
case.
Luka Doncic was the second highest vote getter in the All-Star game, and he didn't make it.
So coaches and players didn't vote for him.
It's for show.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And I think the vote totals showed in terms of like it topped out, like LeBron was the top vote getter at 4 million. I thought the top vote getter was usually in the area of maybe like 6 or 7.
Oh.
I think fans might be learning, oh, yeah, okay, they're phasing us out of this.
Right.
Which again, as long as money is on the line, as long as bonuses are on the line, I don't think fans should have the right to vote. I think it should absolutely come down to players. Media is fine. I would be more comfortable if it was left to players and coaches in terms of all-star voting. We'll step out. We'll come back. There's plenty more coming, plenty more in the NBA. We mentioned the New York Knicks. We mentioned John Harbaugh. How about Chuck Pagano? He doesn't want to be a head coach anymore. Isn't that a coincidence? That's next.
This is Kyle Madsen with your top stories on Sports 1140. The Sacramento Kings are back at it again tonight. Their road trip continues in Memphis against the Grizzlies. Our pregame coverage begins with game night at 3:30. Kings Live is at 4:30, and tip-off is slated for 5 o'clock. There were only a handful of games on the NBA slate last night. The Warriors pulled away from the Wizards late to pick up a 126-118 win in Washington. The Thunder beat the Pelicans 122-116. No notable performances in that one. The Blazers down the Suns in the desert 120-106. And the Lakers lost their third in a row 120-105 to the Timberwolves at Staples Center. And the NBA All-Star starters were announced yesterday. No Russell Westbrook in the West. It's Stephen Curry and James Harden in the backcourt. The front court's LeBron James, Paul George, and Kevin Durant. In the East, it's Kyrie Irving, Kemba Walker, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kawhi Leonard, and Joel Embiid. It's 6:31. I'm really amazed that I made it this far. Time to get your tickets for the seventh annual.
You and me both, player.
Time to get your tickets for the 7th annual Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame induction celebration, Saturday, January 26th at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Go to SacSportsHof.com. Those are your top stories. Now back to the drive on Sports 1140 KHTK. Oh.
Yeah.
There it is.
Jeez. I've met your mother. She's a lovely, lovely woman.
Thank you.
Why are you this way? Because it's not her. Like, why are you the way you are? Who did this to you?
Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre.
Oh, my goodness. We've got the country mega ticket as we segue here from Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. J. Ross's actions here remind me of this text that say, J. Ross was born for the live stream.
Huh.
There's no question about that.
Okay.
Are you changing shirts during the commercial break? What? Didn't you just have a blue shirt on? You had a blue shirt on a minute ago.
I did. That would suggest that I would have to have like 10 shirts today.
Are you changing shirts during the break? What does that say? Did you show that off and I missed it? What is Tito's Tacos?
Oh, it's one of my favorite taco places in Southern California. I had a different shirt on in the last segment.
Was that the bit?
You're changing shirts underneath your perfect temperature jacket all day?
Again, that would suggest that I'd have to have brought 10 shirts. That's crazy.
Is that how many segments we have? Do we have 10 segments? Because that's an odd number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, for the love of God, Jason brought 10 T-shirts to work today. This is fantastic. I absolutely love it. All right.
You caught on. Third segment. I like it.
Did you bring an 11th T-shirt for the luncheon today?
Oh, no.
Sorry,
that's
the
business
Christmas
casual.
Party?
It's the Christmas party that the company is throwing for us here on January 25th, 2019.
No, I'll step it up there.
I do believe we are made for the live stream.
Yeah.
We've got the champ, Christopher Lott, over here. We've got Cody Baylor. We've got Cody Baylor directly in front of me here in her chair, despite the fact neither one of them.
Very quiet today.
Yeah, Cody's very quiet. Neither one of them are with us today, but
Mailbag.
Thank you.
Oh, there she is. Thanks.
We've got that coming up at 8:30. Our Friday mailbag. If you ever want to participate in the Friday mailbag, this isn't the Jiffy Lube text line. This isn't the Fire Wings hotline. This is the United States Postal Service mailbag segment in which you can mail a letter.
Yes.
Self-addressed stamped envelope to 2800. No, I'm sorry. It's 280.
Yeah.
280 Commerce Circle in Sacramento, California. Attention, Jason Ross mailbag segment. He gets his letter opener, slices that open, and goes through these letters on a daily basis.
And sends shirts, too.
Send shirts.
Yeah.
Apparently someone has.
I need some more.
He has a monocle that he reads the mail with. It's really incredible. He really, really commits to the bit. He wears a suit, the monocle. He has a
pocket watch.
He has a nice hot cup of Joe. A cup of Joe next to him. He's got a spittoon.
Why?
You've dropped a spittoon reference and a monocle reference in the same conversation. Oh, good. That was not an Office reference.
No, but
Should've
it felt appropriate.
I think we just start pulling up random themes. Like, we'll keep The Office around, maybe get the Seinfeld.
I was going to say TV themes. We love those.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. TV theme songs are a fantastic way to roll through your Friday. And really, if the New York Knicks tuned into our live stream, maybe they'd be happier because they're not happy. Anytime the term direct message is mentioned in a news story, something has gone horribly, horribly wrong. And now direct messages are being mentioned in news stories tying talking about the New York Knicks. And David Fisdale was asked yesterday, is all of this infighting, is this going to be a distraction? Enes Kanter, all that's going on with him and, foreign policy and all this stuff, is this a distraction? And David Fisdale's response, what are we going to do, lose more games?
Whoa.
The New York Knicks are 10-36 right now.
That's the comeback line?
Well, I mean, obviously, I actually give credit to Fisdale for that response. Like, what are you supposed to, like, a distraction doesn't happen with a team that's 10-36 because what he's saying is, how can it get any worse?
Good point. That's true.
We already stink.
Right.
And
wasn't it supposed to be better? And I know Porzingis has been out from the beginning, but I thought it was supposed to be a little bit better. It's the basketball mecca.
I've
New
heard
York.
that.
Yeah.
I personally haven't seen it in several decades, but I've heard that.
And everything, the stat yesterday, the 61 by Harden, the most in the Garden. And why is that a thing?
Can I just say something, Kyle, before you jump in here for people who may not know or may not have never been there? Up until the renovation a year ago, 2 years ago?
They've had a couple of versions.
Like the latest renovation that was complete. Maybe it was 2 or 3 years ago at this point. The Garden is a dump.
Absolutely.
The Garden is disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, if you had ever been to the bowels of Arco Arena and you thought it was gross.
Oh, not even close.
Bruh.
Yeah.
The Garden is disgusting.
I was so excited to go for the first time, and when I went there, and there's a smell. There's I know the circus had been there recently, but imagine that smell times 10. I went, this is the Garden?
Did you ever? I think when you walk in from a certain entrance, did you ever take the freight elevator?
Yes, I was with the Monarchs.
Oh, there you go. So you had to.
Yes.
From where the bus comes in, you get into this massive freight elevator that's probably the size of this studio we're sitting
20
in.
teams could be in there or whatever.
And you wonder if by the time you get to where you're supposed to go, you're going to die or you're going to get eaten by one of those New York City rats.
Yeah.
Because they're very much in the Garden.
Yes.
Don't ever get it twisted.
There's history.
The Garden is the Garden because it's in the heart of New York City, because it's in Manhattan.
Yeah.
But the Garden is by far the most disgusting arena in the NBA.
Yeah.
When I went,
The Mecca. Get out of here.
when I went to the Garden, they were doing renovations, so they weren't doing tours or anything like that. And so we just kind of got to walk around. We could walk inside a little bit, but mostly just kind of on the outskirts. We're just like, this is it?
Yeah.
Like, is there like another one somewhere?
No.
I was very not that fascinated by it. I think it's interesting, though. The Knicks haven't won a title since 1973. And like you said, it's somehow the mecca of basketball.
I mean, the Bulls, Knicks, the Pat Riley stuff, that was fun.
Yeah.
The Knicks Heat, which is basically the same era, that was fun. Melo had a run or two there. Come on. The New York Knicks are back. Remember that? Who said it? Anybody remember? The New York Knicks are back.
Probably
Phil?
Stephen A. Smith.
No, it's amazing. No one remembers.
No.
Amari Stoudemire.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Because remember, Amari
Amari's
Stoudemire was the Knicks' big free agent acquisition. The New York Knicks are back. Okay. How did that work out, Amari? Who I love. Amari's a fantastic human being. How'd that work out? No, not too well.
No.
I've been alive almost 30 years, and the Knicks have won 2 conference titles in my life. But mecca of basketball.
When was the last one? Was that
1999.
99?
Oh, yeah. They lost to the Spurs.
99, 94, and 1973.
Jeez.
Yeah, and the Ewing team. I mean, they had some good teams, but we're years ago we're talking about.
Yeah.
Years.
So it goes back to the thing that I've said for a year now. Why the hell would Kevin Durant go to New York?
Mm-hmm. It's the mecca.
No. Kevin
It's the
Durant
Mecca.
is not going to New York.
All the great players have played there.
Yeah.
Yes, every single
Jeremy
one of them.
Lin,
One time.
Baron Davis.
Every single free agent that is available is considering the New York Knicks.
Yeah. LeBron was, right? They
Yes,
said.
of course.
Didn't Stephen A. Smith report that he was signing with the Knicks?
Probably Stephen A. You know how one of the many reasons you can tell Stephen A. is full of crap, and he's good at his job and he gets
Very
paid
good.
$6-7 million a year, whatever he gets paid. ESPN doesn't even report his garbage. Like, think about it for a second. When he goes on TV and says, my sources tell me that Kevin Durant's going to sign with the New York Knicks, there's no headline that says Stephen A. Smith reports that Kevin Durant's going to sign with the New York Knicks. They just ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah, this is his TV show. We're going to let him do it. Nope, nothing to see here.
Yeah.
No one's considering the Knicks. And I can say that definitively because I refuse to believe there is a single player in the NBA that wants to play for that jackass of an owner.
Yep.
Not one. Certainly not a Kevin Durant. Certainly not anybody associated with Clutch Sports or aligned with LeBron James. So if you ever hear an Anthony Davis New York Knicks rumor, rule it out. Mm-hmm. You ever hear, again, Kevin Durant, anyone associated with LeBron and this current crop of basketball players that are so closely knit, that upper echelon of basketball, they're not playing in New York. Not while he's in charge.
Yeah.
They just won't. And if I'm wrong come July, I'm wrong. But I'd be stunned to find out Kevin Durant or Kyrie or any top tier, one of these 10 starters who might be a free agent signs with that team and that owner.
Mecca of basketball.
I'm a bit surprised that John Harbaugh signed an extension with the Baltimore Ravens. Not because Harbaugh's not a worthy coach, but what he went through this year. Kyle Madsen reported that it was pending. It is no longer pending. Is it official? We'll talk about that. We'll shift our focus here to the NBA. And did we already give away a mega ticket? Okay, we're going to do that next. We've got your country mega ticket coming up next as the Lowdown fills in here on The Drive. God bless Eunice. She's the executive producer of our live stream.
Yes.
She must think I'm the biggest damn idiot alive. Sitting in here rearranging furniture with T-shirts and pictures on it. Jason's changing shirts every commercial break. We're going out with a bang here as our final day in the morning on the live stream.
Don't underestimate how stupid Dave and I are on a regular basis, and she deals with us.
Oh, I don't.
Her job title is executive producer of The Drive / Kyle and Dave's babysitter / all the other.
Well, we certainly don't. We
stuff.
don't need babysitters. We're just. I'm here trying to arrange furniture while looking at a screen I can barely see, and Eunice is telling me where to put stuff, and I can't seem to do it properly. Like, wait, this way or this way? Like, what am I doing here? And she's looking at me like, you idiot. Like, I'm telling you what to do, and you're still incapable of doing it.
That's exactly what she was saying.
Yeah,
I don't doubt it.
Worth watching during the break to see that.
And I'm thinking as I'm moving all of this furniture around, like, is this on the live stream right now?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. We've got a country mega ticket here. I thought you were going to say something. Do you want? No,
I got
not going to do it. McCountry Mega Ticket, Toyota Amphitheater. It includes tickets to shows with Brad Paisley, Rascal Flatts, Luke Bryan, Dierks Bentley, and Florida Georgia Line. For those who woke up early to be with us here this morning, we thank you so much. For those who are finishing up their shift on the graveyard or whatever you might be working, we've got you set right now. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Of course, that's the Fire Wings hotline. You could try one of their delicious 21 flavors of wings today. Fire Wings, just wing it. Right now, it's the Fire Wings win line. It's the Fire Wings mega ticket line. Mm-hmm. It's the Fire Wings Friday fun line.
All of that.
I don't know. It's whatever you want it to be, but we've got this country mega ticket for you right now. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. If you don't win this round, no problem. We're going to do it again later on in today's show. Also coming up at 8:40, your next opportunity to qualify for the Big Game Dream Party presented by Mel Rapton Honda. Today is the last day to qualify, which means you only have 3 chances left. Your first opportunity today. One of your final chances to qualify is coming up at 8:40. We've got a 65-inch television, $2,500 in Lazy Boy furniture, and a $500 gift card to Sprouts Farmers Market. The Lowdown, along with The Drive, we're going to deliver this stuff to you. We're going to deliver some stuff to you on the day of the big game. So I don't know if that was a deterrent from you calling or texting to try to win, or an incentive, but we will have that keyword coming up for you at 8:40. Make sure you are locked in for that. We had questioned whether John Harbaugh would be back with the Baltimore Ravens. We don't have to question anymore, despite the fact there were rumors circulating about his potential firing headed into the final year of his contract. Next year, that is not the case. John Harbaugh has signed an extension with the Baltimore Ravens. I thought he could have played that one out a little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of 32, right?
Right.
And that's the line you always hear. It's one of 32. You rarely see coaches. I mean, Doug Marrone is one of the few guys who will just on his own walk away from a job. Bruce Arians did it as well. He walked away from a job that he had. So I understand, hey, you got an extension. It's the one team that you've been with. You're one of the longest tenured coaches in the NFL. However, it didn't feel like you had a lot of support from your owner before you started Lamar Jackson. Because remember, it was Lamar Jackson that turned the Baltimore Ravens season around and ultimately got them to where they were in the playoffs. Now, you could talk about Lamar Jackson's playoff performance all you want to. They're not there if they're likely not there. If John Harbaugh doesn't make that switch, their season turns around. I think he goes 4-1 in his first 5 games. And suddenly John Harbaugh's job isn't only safe, but it's been extended for the next couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying about maybe he could have played that out a little longer, but I know before that turnaround, remember there was talk, and I can't remember if that's about week 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there, that there were rumors that he was definitely on the hot seat, and they were maybe even talking about a move in season. Kind of survived that. They got started winning, and then all of a sudden they get in. So I think he's done a good job. I think he is a good coach. He's been there a long time, and that seems to be what would get him, right? It's the dreaded looking for a different voice.
Yeah.
But they're going to go the same way. I think he can coach. I think he knows how to do it. I think he's kept that defense relevant for years, and that's how they have a chance to win every week.
The fact that they went to Lamar Jackson on the fly when week in and week out, when quarterbacks get hurt, we talk about how important it is to get a quarterback who knows the system because installing a new system is so hard. And John Harbaugh did it seamlessly with Lamar Jackson. They completely overhauled their offense and ran a style of offense that nobody else is running right now. They ran it more than like any other team since I think 73 or 76 or something. It was incredible what they did, and that's all on the head coach and his willingness and ability to adapt. So I think he earned that contract for sure.
So every time a quarterback comes down, in particular free agents are mentioned, and the coach and the general manager and the owner come out and say, well, he doesn't fit our system. We got a guy with a system in place despite the fact that he's a 8th-string quarterback who was going to start for the Alliance of American Football League. That all that ultimately means is that they're a bad coach or a bad organization.
Yes.
Or perhaps the NFL is colluding to keep a particular free agent out of football.
They wouldn't do that.
Oh, of course not. That would be unbecoming of the NFL.
Yeah, do you have proof?
And they operate on the highest standards in all of sports.
Yeah.
I think Benjamin Watson, tight end for the New Orleans Saints, believe so as well. We'll bring that to you here in just a little bit. We're going to stick with the NFL. Cam Newton had shoulder surgery yesterday. It was called arthroscopic surgery. And I was talking to Jason during the break. Normally we hear arthroscopic surgery associated with the knee. It's basically, arthroscopic. It's a scope.
Right.
And the scope is where they put the camera into, in this case, Cam Newton's shoulder and search around. And they look for something, and this is what doctors will tell you. We're just going to go in there. We're going to clean it up. Clean stuff up. We see little fragments. We're going to stick a little mini vacuum in there. We're just going to clean it all up. It's just like vacuuming the carpet. Like, it looked like something was really wrong with Cam Newton. And y'all don't know what it is?
Right.
You're going to put a camera inside his arm to try to figure it out?
Just searching.
This isn't a report. This is just a statement as someone who loves Cam Newton. I really hope this isn't the first of a couple of surgeries he's having this offseason.
Yeah.
Or at least I hope this isn't the first of 2 surgeries he's having this offseason, because I just find a scope to be too narrow. Like like what's wrong? Like, why did what happened this season with him happen?
Well, did we get an early hint from new ownership?
I wonder.
Hey, we have to prepare to maybe have a season without him.
I wonder. And I know that was brought up because of the Andrew Luck situation, but Andrew Luck, did he have multiple surgeries? Or did he just have a bad rehab and had to start over?
I don't know if we ever got clarification on that.
I feel like
Didn't he
had
go to like Europe.
I feel like he had multiple surgeries. Yes, he did. He went the Kobe Bryant way.
Yeah. I feel like he had multiple.
It's time to hang by the fire pits with your crew at Folsom's Winter Brewfest this Saturday. Details at tapfolsom.com. Tonight, it is the Kings and the Grizzlies in Memphis. Is it a must-win for the Sacramento Kings? That's supposed to be the tease. Spoiler alert, you're damn right it is. We'll talk about that next.